Joining me right now is Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter. He's a member of the House Budget and Energy Committees. Congressman, what a shame. What a tragedy. Your reaction?
Maria, it is awful. This is something that should not have happened. Listen, this administration has blood on their hands. This should have never happened to Laken Riley. This was an aspiring nurse. I mean, she was going to dedicate her career to helping people, and now she's dead. And this should have never happened. Here we have a situation where he came into this country illegally. He was detained in New York, then released, New York City, a sanctuary city, and released. And even though he was accused, even though he was charged with endangering the life of a child, and if you read the report and the way that this happened, this was awful. This is shaking our state. It has shaken our community.
Well, I mean, the right thing would be to have Laken Riley's family sitting there in the chamber at the State of the Union. I do not believe that is Jill Biden's guest. Not at all. She's got somebody else sitting next to her. I know that. But if Laken Riley's parents were in that chamber on Thursday when the president delivers the State of the Union, at least we could all stand up for her and honor her parents. The president will be delivering that State of the Union Thursday. Congressman, I know you have a bill that prohibits the House or Senate leadership from even inviting Biden to address Congress. You have to invite him to address Congress in order to give the State of the Union. But you say he's not invited until he provides Congress with his national security strategy and his budget. Have you gotten a budget from this president at all in the last 3 years?
Exactly. And along with Senator Joni Ernst, I have legislation. It's called the Submit Act. Send us budget material and international tactics in time. Listen, he was supposed to send us this on February 5th, and we still haven't gotten it. I hope he brings it with him Thursday night. That would be the best thing for him to do. We can't start our work until we get this information. It has numbers in it that we have to base our budget off of. So it's pretty simple. If you don't do the work, you don't get to deliver the State of the Union. And this is not just for this president. This is for any president. This is more of a legislative versus...
You're not going to stick to it. Yeah, you're not going to invite him to do the State of the Union until he gives you budget materials?
If we can pass this legislation, then that will be the case, yes.
Okay. Well, look, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson inviting the New York City police officers who were attacked by the migrant mob near Times Square the other day. He's inviting them to the State of the Union on Thursday. Speaker Johnson released this statement. Sanctuary cities have endangered American citizens across the country. Brave law enforcement officers should never be victims of the senseless crimes that these policies encourage. Congressman, your thoughts about having the NYPD officers sitting there with Mike Johnson on Thursday, should the president deliver that? Yeah, of course. We need to honor our men and women in blue.
There's no question about that. I mean, after all, this President Biden, has put illegal immigrants ahead of our police officers, endangering our citizens, leading to tragic situations like happened with Laken Riley that should have never happened, endangering our police officers. And I applaud the president. I applaud the speaker for inviting these New York police officers. And I applaud the New York delegation. I hope they will be there. And I look forward to seeing them. We need to let them know that we support them.
Liz Peek, jump in here.
Good morning, Congressman. Thanks for joining us. Do you expect the president, who is now drowning in effect, to reach out to across the aisle, make some conciliatory gestures, try to act like he's willing to work with Congress? He has to do something different, right? What do you think that might be?
Well, I think you're right. I think he will make gestures, and I think he will offer situations where we can work together, and I welcome that. Look, there's no question that he's drowning in the polls, that he is losing, and if something doesn't change, he's going to get clobbered. And you know what bothers me is that he visited the border last week. Why did he visit the border? For no other reason except that Donald Trump was down at the border. This is the second time the president's done that. It takes Donald Trump going to the border before this president will even go down to the border. This is ridiculous, and it's ludicrous what he's doing here.
Well, it's pretty incredible. I mean, why? What's the motivation to have 10 million illegals in this country?
I don't get it. You know, I used to think, well, they feel like these are going to be voters at some point who will vote for them. Don't they understand that these people are trying to escape exactly what they want to give them? They're not going to vote for them.
Well,
but I think they somehow feel like they will.
They may. Congressman, thank you. Great to see you this morning. We appreciate it. Buddy Carter joining us this morning. We will see you soon.